You've probably heard of demographics before. Demographics include information about how old people are, their gender, where they live, their level of education, and what industry they work in. If you know this information, you can market differently to various segments of your customers or potential buyers. But what conclusions can you really draw from demographics? Imagine you sell candles. These two people bought the same candle. One of them is a 25-year-old woman. The other is also a woman, but 65 years old. One lives in the Arizona desert. The other lives in coastal California. There isn't really a good way to market differently to these two people. We may try to make assumptions, but we don't really know why either of them are interested in candles. That's where psychographic segmentation comes in. Psychographics focuses more on why someone buys. For example, someone doesn't buy a candle just because they're a woman. But if you've learned that some of the women who buy your candles use them in home decorating, others buy them for gifts, and yet others simply enjoy the fragrance, now we can start to think about how we might speak to each desire differently. It's easy to assume you know why someone bought your product or services, but without knowing for sure, your messaging might not resonate with your customers. Say you think people buy your candles because of the high-quality wick, and you focus on that in your website and in your marketing materials, but many of your customers are buying for decoration and don't even burn the candle. You may be missing a lot of potential customers. An easy place to start is simply asking your customers what experience they want, what's important to them, what do they do in their free time, and how do they use your product. But be careful not to mistake a couple conversations for data that represents all of your customers. To get a wider view, try doing some keyword research to see what people are searching for online, monitoring social media conversations, or looking at reviews. To get really in-depth, consider sending a survey to your customers. Explain that you want to understand them better and make sure that the information you send them is relevant. When you send it to them, include options to rank what matters most, like scent, cost, or appearance, and also include open-ended questions like, why do you buy candles? Now you're well on your way to personalizing marketing for different segments of your customers. If you know which of your customers are gift givers, you can make sure they get emails around gift-giving holidays, like Mother's Day. You can write blog posts for your decorating customers with ideas and examples. Your website could organize candles by scent, like sweet or floral, for customers buying based on fragrance. Remember, the key to psychographics is getting past the basic demographics, getting to know who your customer really is and why they buy. Check out the link below for an in-depth article about psychographics and how to implement psychographic segmentation into your business.